My name is Scott. I spent 30 years as a homicide detective. And what I'm about to tell you regarding these entities, the department told me to keep my mouth shut. They said it would just cause mass panic. But I believe you have a right to know how to protect yourselves. That's why I'm coming forward. Once this interview goes live, someone will come looking for me. They'll say I talked about things that should have stayed buried and that I have to pay the price. It doesn't matter. I've already made my decision. You probably think the worst monsters in this world are locked safely behind bars. They aren't. Back when I was active, my unit captured things we couldn't kill. Things that completely defied logic. Things that could never stand trial. We buried them in a hidden black site prison where nobody could find them. But a few days ago, something or someone broke in and they let them out. Nowhere is safe anymore. I'm making this to teach you how to avoid them and exactly what to do if you ever cross their path. Please, listen closely until the very end. The first entity that escaped, we classified it as the hand under the car. This one hunts in empty late-night parking lots. It targets you only when you are walking to your vehicle alone. It is incredibly cunning. If you have even one person with you, it won't make a move. It just waits in the dark for you to be isolated. Physically, it's just a pale, bloodless right hand severed cleanly above the wrist. It waits for an opening. The exact moment you drop your keys or bend down to pick something up, it strikes. And if you don't drop anything, it tries to make you look. It scratches and taps the undercarriage of your car. It uses that echo in the dead silence to bait you. Back in 2005, we had a string of these incidents. Late-night workers found dead, lying next to their cars in underground garages. At first, we thought it was a serial killer or a personal vendetta. There wasn't a drop of blood at the scenes, and the cause of death was always strangulation. But the bruising left on the victims' necks wasn't from a normal human. It was from a single right hand. The fingers were unnaturally long, coiling around the victims' throats multiple times like a snake. The crushing force was so extreme, it completely shattered their windpipes. When the investigation hit a wall, we noticed a chilling detail in the crime scene photos. Every single victim had died reaching under their car. We knew instinctively something was hiding under the chassis. At the next scene, my partner shined his flashlight under the car next to the body. That's when we saw it. A severed pale hand scurrying away from the beam, retreating into the darkest corner like a five-legged spider. If you ever encounter it, the second you peek under that car, it will launch at your throat. And the harder you fight to tear it off, the tighter its crushing grip becomes. If you hear a tapping sound from under your car, or if you drop something on the concrete and you are completely alone, do not bend down. Keep your eyes up, get in the car immediately, start the engine, and drive. Whatever you dropped, leave it. That object is the toll you pay to walk away with your life. The next entity that escaped, we classified as the woman from the unmarked floor. This one traps you in the most claustrophobic, inescapable space in your daily life. It always happens late at night when you are riding an elevator completely alone. You're exhausted, just staring at the floor indicator, waiting to get home. Then the elevator suddenly slows down and the doors open on a floor you never pressed. A woman steps inside. Her long hair hangs down, completely obscuring her bowed face. She stands right next to you, unnervingly close, and in a perfectly normal, quiet voice, she asks, "Is this elevator going up or down?" If you answer that question, you are dead. Don't even look at her. In 2012, a young college student returning from his part-time night shift was found dead inside his apartment's elevator. When my team pried the jammed elevator doors open, the stench of copper and raw terror hit us. The young man was huddled in the corner. His fingernails were torn clean off from clawing at the steel doors, leaving bloody streaks everywhere. But the cause of death wasn't bleeding. His throat was torn open from the inside out, as if his vocal cords had been yanked right out. We secured the internal CCTV footage. It showed the exact moment he met her. The elevator stopped. The woman with the long hair got in and asked that simple question. The kid, just trying to be polite, smiled slightly and answered, "Oh, it's going up." The second the words left his mouth, the woman slowly raised her head. The camera glitched heavily into static, but in that split second I saw it. Beneath her hair there was no face, just a gaping, pitch-black hole that mimicked the exact shape of the boy's mouth. Then the lights went out, and the elevator started dropping. It dropped far longer than physically possible for a 15-story building. When the elevator was finally found the next morning, the digital floor indicator was displaying a bizarre, glowing symbol that doesn't exist in any human language. Here is how you deal with if you ever meet her. A normal person would instinctively answer her out of basic courtesy. You must absolutely never answer. Do not say a word. Do not shake your head. Treat her like she is completely invisible. If the fear is too overwhelming, you can just shut your eyes tight. She hunts by locking onto your response. If you endure that suffocating, agonizing silence, eventually the elevator doors will open again. And that woman will quietly step back off onto the exact same floor she boarded from, a floor that won't show up on the indicator panel. Only after the doors completely close behind her are you allowed to breathe. I have to cut the feed here. If I broadcast any longer, the department will trace my signal. For now, I can only risk leaking the files on these first two entities. But hear this clearly. There are 5 more out there. 5 anomalies far more lethal and far more cunning. If you want to survive, subscribe to this channel and wait for my next transmission. I'll be back to brief you on the remaining 5. And I'll give you a glimpse of what's coming. A grotesque gentleman who hunts not at night, but in broad daylight. A weeping child in the pouring rain who is actually a literal demon. An uninvited passenger who quietly materializes in the back seat of your car. I've said too much. It's getting too dangerous. Until then, whatever you do not look under your car. Let's just hope you're still alive for the next transmission. Stay alive.